Hello, and welcome back to the Tea and Soju podcast, Drama Trio Edition, where three friends chat Asian dramas and let you into that chatter. I'm your host, Liliana.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Caitlin.
And in today's episode, it's a pretty special episode because it'll be released on my actual birthday. So we decided to do something fun, and that is a Hall of Fame, which we will get into in just a second. But just some housekeeping. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen to. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, movie reviews, and more. Finally, if you would like to chat to me or find a community, check out Discord, Instagram, and other socials. The link for my socials and Jess's and Caitlin's will all be in the episode notes. So that's all the housekeeping out of the way. Jess, this idea came from Jess, so she's going to be the one introducing us to what is this Hall of Fame. And I think it'll become something that the drama trio revisit, but let Jess explain this for us.
Okay, so we've been giggling for like an hour and 30 minutes talking about anything and everything. So if you want to hear all of that chatter, head over to Liliana's Patreon page. But the Hall of Fame episode, so join me in wishing Liliana a happy birthday, because this whole episode was to celebrate her birthday in a new fun way without having to watch an entire drama and review it. So
yeah.
That's how this came about. But so I've done several Hall of Fame episodes on the movie podcast that I host, Always a Critic. And the concept is there is this Hall of Fame that you have created, and the topic or the Hall of Fame can be about anything. You can induct people based on anything. And this Hall of Fame that we are going to do today is C-drama actors / actresses in their 30s to commemorate Liliana's birthday. So we are going to be inducting actors and actresses in their 30s from C-drama land. And we are going to induct a class of 3 actresses and 3 actors for a total of 6. This is an inaugural class of 6 actors and actresses. Okay. And the way that we're going to do it is we have each come up with our own list of nominees that we feel are worthy to include in this Hall of Fame that we have made up. It doesn't exist. Okay. This is a Hall of Fame that we are creating right now on this podcast. Okay. This is a Hall of Fame that the drama trio have created out of thin air. And you know, each of us have had our own different ways and processes of coming at our own nominee list. And we are going to bring forth a name. You know, when it's our turn, we're going to come forth with a name. And, you know, we're very confident. If we have the name, we're very confident about it, the person's qualifications for being in this Hall of Fame. But as you're going to find out, the other people in the drum trio might not feel the same. So that's the fun of it, is we are going to, this is a committee. We're going to discuss, argue, talk through these nominees and come up with all of us have to agree. It has to be a consensus that this person is worthy to be in this inaugural class of this Hall of Fame of C-drama actors and actresses in their 30s. So without further ado, I think we're going to get started on actresses. We're going to start listing names of actresses. But before we do, I think we each want to talk about the process, a little bit of our process, how difficult it was to come up with names of actors and actresses in their 30s in C-drama land. I don't know who wants to go first and talk about their process, but
I think I'll go first, because I think I was the first one to finish up the list. I think so. My process was fairly simple in the fact that I started going through the dramas that I had watched, and I knew there was actresses that I already loved. But I quickly realized that most of these actresses are not 30 years old. So I was like, oh,
bummer.
Bugger. Yeah. So I very quickly started to narrow down my list by the fact of actresses that I like and I feel like They have a really good is it discography? It's not a discography. What do we
Filmography.
call it? A
Filmography.
filmography. A really good filmography, but I also had to keep in mind that they had to be 30 and over. I will
Mhm.
say, I found that actually the male list was much easier because apparently a lot
Yes.
of the males that I follow are already in their 30s. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. But yeah, that was like my process. I started looking at like dramas that I really loved and actresses that I already followed and loved, and then kind of like whittling it down to whoever was, over 30 at that point. So yeah. So that was my process.
How long did it take you to put together this list? Do you have like hours or what?
No, I think mine was like 30 minutes. And
30
I was done.
minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was fairly quick. It was very quick, I
Wow.
think.
Okay. All right. Caitlin?
So, Liliana, just to clarify, you had a lot of specifically actresses that were under 30, right? Like that was
Yeah.
your issue, is like a lot of your favorites were under 30. I was
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
opposite. So, on my drama list, I keep a list of no matter the country, I have like Chinese actresses, Chinese actors, Korean actors, Korean actresses of who I like. So it was
Wow.
very easy to like go to that list and like see who I like. The problem is I quickly realized a lot of the Chinese actors and actresses are in their 40s plus that I love.
Mm.
So I clearly did not know this. So that was my issue, is like they weren't young, they were over 30, but they were like not in their 30s because they were 40s, 50s year
Yeah,
olds.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so like some of my top faves aren't in my list because they aren't in their 30s. Specifically the actresses. I had a really hard time with the
Mm-hmm.
actors. The actors were a little more easier to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but actresses, I had a very hard time doing them because I had to actually go like look through dramas and see who I liked and remember people, whereas my actor list was a fair bit longer, so it was easier to find actors in their 30s. But it was still the same in both categories on the fact that a lot of my favorites are not in their 30s, they're over 30 now. So they're in their 40s and 50s.
We set a hard
Yeah.
stop
We
on
did.
the
Yeah.
with the
So
30s. Like that's the
clearly
criteria.
I need to find younger actors and actresses that I like.
Oh my God. So for me, I knew that this was going to be a very difficult ask, even though I'm the one who did this to us once again. So I
I feel like every
every time
time we think something's gonna be easy and then it's immensely hard, it's
it's
down to Jen.
difficult. It's because of me, because I did it. I'm the one that brought the idea forth. So uh I because I haven't watched nearly as many C dramas as you guys. I'm convinced. So I didn't look through my completed list of C dramas first. What I did was I just started doing general Google searches for C drama actors in their 30s, C drama actresses in their
Mhm.
30s, and trying to go
Yeah.
through these lists that people had put out there, which were not very robust at all.
Right.
And
No.
seeing if I recognized anybody, and if I recognized them, how many things did I watch them in? Like, what do I think of them,
Mm-hmm.
and such, so on and so forth. And so I came up, the actors, easy, super easy. That came
Mm-hmm.
very easy. And I ended up kind of putting together some names, and then from that, and then I ended up as like you guys going through my completed C dramas and looking up the people that I remembered, usually the main actors that I remembered. And I was like, oh, how old are they? Oh, they're 27. Oh, they're 22. Oh, like I was
Right.
like
Yeah,
confused
yeah.
because like a lot of them I was like, for sure they got to be in their 30s, and they
Yeah,
weren't. They
yeah,
were
yeah.
in their 20s. So that was a harsh reality when I was going through my
That
list of
was me.
completed C dramas.
That was very me.
I
I
guess
was like,
I didn't
what the
have
hell?
that problem. The other way around. I was like, wait, she's in her 40s already? What the hell?
So I was very disappointed that a lot of these are just babies in dramas. But I did manage to come across some actresses and actors that I feel comfortable with. I think my actresses list is not as, I don't feel as strongly about the actresses that I chose as I do about the actors that I chose. So I feel like we're going to do the actresses first, but I'm not confident at all in my actresses and what I can bring forth to the table. I feel like all my choices are going to get shot down, but I will fight for my actors for sure. I will fight for the boys because I feel very strongly about them. So here we go. I think that's it. That was my. It took me 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to do this, which is why I asked Liliana how long it took her. She was like 30 minutes.
Mine was about an hour, I would say.
Oh god.
So we have a varied times. Yeah. So guys, are we ready to officially start this?
Yes.
So I'm going to go first. And let me make this clear. I did ask if I could cheat a little bit.
You did. And we were like, it's your birthday. You can do whatever you want.
This actress turns 30 in 2024. She turns 30 in like 4 months' time.
I know who it is.
It's like, obviously you know who it is.
I know exactly who it is because I saw everyone's birthday for 2 hours. So
I had to, like, it wouldn't be a me list without Bailu. Like, I had to Blue. And I was like looking at it and I was like, I was so sure she was 30. I was so damn sure. And then like I went in and she's not. She's a couple of months shy of
she's 29.
30. Yeah. She's 29.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was like, that's when I was like making my list and I messaged you guys and I was like, can I please bring her in? And the reason why I chose her is that I feel like she's done very different projects. You know, she from anything from like Arsenal Military Academy, where her role is vastly different to something like Ordinary Greatness, or you know, and then we have roles like Till the End of the Moon and The Story of Cooning Palace. And I feel like last year specifically, she had a really, really good year because she did both Till the End of the Moon and The Story of Cooning Palace. And I do feel like her historical dramas are becoming a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more
elite,
powerful than her. Yeah, more elite than her modern ones. But I feel like she's the type of actress that I can go to, and for the most part, I can, whether the script is good or not, because she has been in some where the script is just not great.
Only for Love.
Only for Love. Lucky's First Love and that horrible wig. I mean, that girl rocked that role, even though that wig was atrocious. It was so bad.
Looking up that wig, I thought it was a joke.
It was not. That wig was atrocious, and yet she still managed to rock her role.
But so since then, like she's not made that mistake twice.
No, her hair is always on point now. Yeah. Like her styling is always on point now. So I feel like, you know, we've had her playing very different roles. And I feel like she's what's the word? When you change it up, what's the word I'm looking for?
Diverse?
Diversity?
Yeah, diverse. Yeah, diversity. That's the word I was looking for. My brain is not functioning today. But I feel like she's done that and she's changed it up and she's had different roles. And again, chemistry wise, that girl seems to have chemistry with everyone she plays, you know, across, whether that be Until the End of the Moon, where I feel like some of her strongest chemistry has been with Lu Yunqi. I feel like those two together are just like fire. But you know, whether you put her with Zhang Ling He in The Story of Cooning Palace, or you know, whether you throw it all the way back with Shu Kai in The Legends, which, by the way, I feel like The Legends is an underrated xianxia. She plays like a devil god in that, and she plays it very well. But yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna cheat because I feel like if this is a class of 2024, she will be 30 in 2024. That's like that's
All
what,
right.
So that's my first
Okay.
nominee.
All right, Caitlin, do you also agree and want to nominate Bailu? Agree with her nomination?
I mean, she's not on my list because she's not in her 30s.
Oh,
But yeah, sure. I'll agree
we
with
did
that.
give
Yeah.
Liliana a pass
Yes,
that
yes. That's true.
yes, she can nominate someone who's not in their
That's
30s.
true.
She is on the
Yeah.
cusp.
Yeah. No,
She
I'll
is.
agree. I'll agree. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you have nominated her if she was in her 30s? Would she be on your list?
I think I would have nominated her because I know that Liliana, that's like one of her faves.
Oh,
Not necessarily because like I would put her on the list, but like I would have brought her to the table because I know Liliana is very strongly
Oh,
oh,
part of her.
wait a
God.
minute.
It
Wait
was
a
a
minute.
strategic move.
So,
It would have been a
so
strategic move.
what don't you like about Bailu to put her in the Hall of Fame?
I know what Caitlin's gonna say because I've heard, like, we've had this conversation before, I think. Was it with you, Caitlin?
I don't think so.
Caitlin's
I thought it was
confused.
with
I
you.
don't know. Well, I mean, I didn't really like Bailu until I saw her in One and Only and Forever and Ever. So
She was
like
really good in
the
that.
the
She was
dramas
really good
before
in that.
that just were not my cup of tea. So I would not have I was a very late comer when it came to Bailu and her filmography, so it just would not have been somebody I would think of to nominate.
I will say the ending of One and Only is one of her best scenes to date. Like
Right.
that
Yeah.
scene is stunning on like it's one of my favorite scenes from her is One and Only. The ending, specifically the ending scene for her.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah.
not going to spoil what it is, but yeah, you would eat that crap up, Jess, by
Oh,
the way, if
I'm
you haven't
sure. I
watched
Oh,
it.
still
you
haven't
would.
Because it's
seen.
You
so
would.
angsty. It's so this is a complete
So
side note, but
angsty.
you would absolutely eat that crap up.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. So I have no problem agreeing to Bailu being in the Hall of Fame. Caitlin is giving me a little bit of pause though. So,
Yeah.
Caitlin, are you
Are
comfortable
you
with having
Yeah,
sure?
Bailu in the
no,
Hall of Fame?
no, no. I'm okay with her being in the Hall of
Okay,
Fame. Like,
okay. So
I'm
Bailu is
agree.
in.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a
Okay.
Agreed.
unanimous vote for Bailu. She's in.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm next. So
Hmm.
my actress that I am going to nominate is I will nominate Doraba.
Okay.
She's in
Okay.
her 30s? I
She
forgot that she was
is.
in her
She was
30s.
born
She
she's
is.
born on June 3rd, 1992. She is 31 years old.
She
Yep.
is. She
Yes.
is.
So
Oh my
Doraba
gosh.
Dilmurat, she has been in so many dramas, and I've only watched two, but that doesn't mean that I don't think she's worthy. I've watched her in obviously Eternal Love from 2017, which
Mm-hmm.
we did. That was our very first drama trio episode. You
It
can
was.
scroll back in Liliana's feed and listen to that. I've watched her in The King's Woman from 2017, which was really wild and toxic,
Mm.
but very angsty as well. So yeah, I ate that shit up. And then she's been in things like The Flame's Daughter, Eternal Love of a Dream, the sequel that we still need to watch together, The Long Ballad, which we
Yep.
will watch in a few
Mm-hmm.
weeks
Mm-hmm.
together. You Are My Glory, The Blue Whisper, and The Legend of Anlay. I think she's got such a strong filmography, and
She
she's such a
does.
recognizable face that she should definitely be admitted into the
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my
I
that's my
actually did. I actually didn't even think of her, but now I would actually agree
oh,
because
okay. All right.
she's I feel like this episode's going way because looking through her her dramas that she's done, I have watched a heck of a lot of
Oh,
dramas from
okay.
her, and
Yeah.
I've tended to enjoy her stuff. I've watched Sweet Dreams, which is a
Mhm.
2018 drama. So I've watched like some of her older stuff as well. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like she does different roles enough. And actually, if you look at her behind the scenes and stuff, she's also quite funny in behind the scenes. And I quite like have you ever watched her do any of her she's very she's from a very specific place in China. She has like a
Hmm.
very specific heritage. And
Yeah.
this is gonna sound
Cougar.
very vain. Yeah. I feel like she has a very unique look to her,
Hmm.
if that makes sense, and
She
that does make
does.
her
Yeah.
stand out. So yeah, I would agree. Caitlin?
Oh, she was my number one. So I
Ah,
Was she really?
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
was your number one pick. Okay, talk to me.
Yeah.
Why was she number one for
Well,
you?
I think um I've seen a lot of her dramas, but I think what I love the fact that like you have seen the progression of her getting better through
Mm,
the dramas, and like what she's choosing nowadays is a little less idolish, and like she's
mm,
mm-hmm,
trying to
mm-hmm,
move into more
mm-hmm.
of a more difficult dramas, or like um roles that people, just because she has a pretty face, people would normally not see her
Mhm.
do, kind of what Young Mi's trying to do at the same time. um and I think it's kind of paid off for her in a big way
Yeah.
because she's getting those different roles, and just the comparison from what she did early on in her career to what she has done in the last couple years, you just see that progression very well. And yeah, I've liked seeing that growth through her career.
Mhm, mhm.
wow. So we're all in agreement that
In
Dorava's the second
agreement.
pick. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
I feel
Okay.
like
So
I
we
feel
have
like
Bailu and Dorava.
Still Robert. I feel like we can almost do five instead of three at this point.
No, don't do this. Don't do this because then it
No.
gets really difficult. It gets really
Yeah.
hard.
Right.
Okay, Caitlin.
Caitlin, what's your pick?
Well, since you chose my topic, I'll go with my next one, and that is Tan Sun Yoon.
Oh, she's my second pick.
Um,
She is my
Sun
second
Yun.
pick.
yeah. So I have loved this girl since Under the Power. Um, and again, I think it's kind of like the same thing with my explanation with Dilraba, is like if you look at her very early works, it was very much like idol dramas and like
Mhm,
very for lack of a better term, like superficial, not very deep stories, like the tropey type of stuff. And then you get Under the Power and then Go Ahead and Sword of the Brocade. And again, like as you get further in her career, she's taken on more meteor roles and has, in my opinion, like really progressed in her acting. And then she also has a good ability of like doing a lot of emotion in her eyes and her facial expressions,
mhm,
which are always a fave of mine when it comes to actors and actresses. Um, and I think her chemistry with a lot of her male co-stars, or even other co-stars in general, like if she's in a drama that has like a lot of women in it, for example, she just has a lot of, it's like a comfortable chemistry. It's a very easy, like it's a believable, very easy to believe chemistry with her co-stars.
mhm.
So I've liked seeing that growth from where she came from to what she's currently doing. Um, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the first time I ever watched her was in the 2017 drama My Mr. Mermaid, and I loved her in that. But yes, she plays your very typical idol character in that drama. And then you start moving forwards and you have something like Go Ahead, which you guys know I adore Go Ahead. She's one of the reasons why I think her character is just such a special character, and she played it beautifully. And then you move forwards and you go to something like The Sword and the Brocade, where her role is completely different. And I loved it. She is the reason why I finished that drama, because I couldn't care less about the male lead and his story and that, in that specific drama. But I was riveted to my screen because I adored her storyline and her portrayal of that. Now, I will say more recently, I think she's done quite a few dramas that it's not her, it's the drama that I don't specifically like. But even then, she still serves up like a good role. I really liked, like, I think the most recent one of hers that I liked was not Go Ahead, it was Road Home with Jing Boran. So that was a really good one. But like there's other stuff that I've watched from her that even though I don't like the drama and I've dropped it, I still really enjoyed her performance up to the point that I was watching. Um, so yeah, I would agree. It's like she was my second pick on my list. So yeah.
She was your second pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was my
All right.
second pick.
Okay, so I've never seen this woman in my life. I apparently I'm looking at her filmography. Was apparently in Empresses in the Palace, which was one of my very first C dramas. I think I've told the story where I watched this on Netflix and it was all chopped up.
Yeah, I remember you
and
saying.
I was like, I'm missing stuff in this story, and Netflix had edited it down. And anyway, long story short, so she's apparently in that drama. I don't remember her at all, but and she's also apparently in When I Fly Towards You.
No, I think you're looking at somebody that's not the same person.
No, it's Ten Song Yoon.
Sure?
She's not in that drama.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she's not in When I Fly Towards You.
Let me go straight to her.
It's Tan.
Tan.
Song, like SONG.
I'm looking at the right person.
Okay, because she's not in that drama. I can tell you that right now.
I'm looking now. I've changed to my drama list, and I'm looking again. Movies. No, she started in 2012.
She's Flight to You. She's in Flight to You. She's not in Fly
to
Towards You.
Not When I Fly Towards
Okay, no. I don't know what Google was on, but it was high. So forget what I was talking about.
Because I was like, "What? When I Fly Towards You?" I was like, I'm sure she wasn't in that one."
Okay, scratch that, reverse it, because no, I'm looking at her stuff. So again, never seen this woman in my life, but I like her filmography. I like what she's been in. I recognize the dramas, and I see variety. So I'm willing to say yes, even though I have no idea personally, no experience personally with her.
Wait, does this mean now that we have a full list that if we agree that somebody needs to go on the list, somebody has to come out of the list? Is that what we're saying?
Correct. So what we can do is we can shelve Tan Sung Yoon and keep going.
Okay.
Like, because I don't know for sure about Tan Sung Yoon, Liliana, you can go again. You can say, like, you can nominate someone else and be like, okay, we're going to shelve Tan Sung Yoon and we'll talk about someone else. Another nominee.
I'm very surprised. There's somebody that neither of you have mentioned that I'm very surprised you haven't mentioned her. But and she isn't on my list, but I'll be so next up on my list is somebody that, quite honestly, I think I've watched one drama from her, but I loved it so much that I was like, I actually, it made me want to go back and watch more of her stuff. And that is the actress Liu Shishi. So she was in a Journey to Love.
Oh yeah. Liu Shishi.
And I was like, and I was like, I adore this. Like, I was riveted by her, and
she's also on my nominee list.
Is she?
Yeah, she's on my nominee list.
I had never seen her before watching A Journey to Love, and I was like, oh my god. And the way that she acted throughout that whole drama, I was captivated. I loved her character. I loved the way she portrayed it. And I have actually ended up adding a couple of her dramas to my list, because there's one that's called Lost Love in Time. And
don't watch it. It sucks. Don't watch that one.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Don't do it.
I've seen it. Don't watch it.
I'll take it off my list. I'll take it off my list.
We are both so quickly started shaking our heads. Me and Kayla are like, no.
It was the fact that both of you pretty much said it at the exact same. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. But yeah,
I'd sooner say watch Scarlet Heart with her in it. It's from 2011. The original Scarlet Heart.
That is one that is on my list to watch, Scarlet Heart, and I will watch that one before I watch the Korean. This is a complete aside. Have you guys
it's better. The people are not as hot, but it's better. The story and the writing,
the story.
Is better.
Yeah, I've heard that about the Chinese one. Have you seen? This is a complete aside. Have you seen that they're doing the Thai remake for it?
Yeah, boy, yes, I have. Yep. I am eating up every single promo. Everybody looks good.
Exactly.
The burning roses motif. So I'm like, yes, yeah.
I probably should actually watch the Chinese version before going into like the.
She's so young in it.
She is.
She's so young.
I also have Imperial Doctress on my list to watch of hers too.
That's from 2016.
It's a really famous one too.
Yeah, I have that on my 7-mile long C-drama queue. But yeah, Imperial Doctress from 2016. Yeah. And then, of course, she will be in Fox Spirit Matchmaker Love in Pavilion.
Yeah. Dying for that drama.
She is the main role.
Excited.
And then she has a guest role in Fox Spirit Matchmaker Red Moon Pact. She's a guest on that.
That's because
the world is the same. So I'm sure she just shows up for an episode or two.
That's because it's not. So they are actually linked in terms of she is the mother of the male lead in the third one. So Chang Yi, the character that Chang Yi is playing, that's his mother in the second. So that's the connection there. So I
just want you to know that Chang Yi is in his 30s. Liu Shishi, as we just established, is also in her 30s.
Yeah, she's just
37.
Yeah.
The fact that she's playing his mother. I know they're all like immortals and stuff, and it probably doesn't. It's all relative, but that's a little offensive, I would just say. Just mildly offensive.
I mean, they had
I just had to say it.
They had Chu Kai play the father to a Wang and Yu character, and they have like 5 years between them. That's it. But it was a Xianxia drama, so this is supposed to be like thousands of years later.
No one ages. I get it.
Exactly. But yeah, I am so excited for that.
I'm chomping at the bit for all of those Fox Spirit Matchmaker
I'm
shows.
Dying over. Oh, we have a new date. We have a new date for Fox Spirit Matchmaker too. It's now May 25th. Is like the rumored date.
Okay, so we have a month from this recording.
Yes, and that's like the one with Yang Mi and Gong Jun. So I just want them to get going now. Like at this point, I just need them to get going. And the thing is, the rumor is that that one will come out and it's Chi. So that one will finish. And then the next one will be Love You Forever or something like that. I can't remember the name, but it's one where they have Lo Yun-chi as the male lead with Song Gi. So I'm really excited.
Did you see how my eyes just like bugged out for when you said the name Lo Yun-chi? Okay, so you nominate Liu Shishi.
Yes, I do.
This is very difficult because now we have Tan Sung Yun. And
this is hard.
Yeah,
this is hard.
I'm gonna say this right now. I would like to also table Liu Shishi because I actually have never seen any of her dramas. I have a ton of
God.
I have a ton of hers on my list, like Scarlet Heart and Journey to Love, whatever. So I know who she is, but I personally have never seen a drama of hers. So I would also like to table her.
Oh God!
So we're tabling. We're getting
it. This is okay. Liu Shishi is also tabled. Okay, so we keep going. It's my turn again. Oh my God, this is why like this gets really dicey. I'm gonna nominate. We already mentioned her in passing, but I'll nominate Yang Mi.
See, this is the one that I was like, I'm surprised. Either of you have said.
So I'll nominate Yang Mi. She was born September 12th, 1986. She is 37 years old, same age as Liu Shishi. From Eternal Love alone, I think that would be enough to put her in this category, put her in the Hall of Fame. But besides Eternal Love, aka 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, I really enjoyed her in Negotiator from 2018, which is that show. It got better as it went along, which is really strange to say, but it did. And then Legend of Fu Yao from 2018 wasn't bad. I didn't finish it; it was just too long, and it just kept like dragging on. But it wasn't terrible. So Legend of Fu Yao, she wasn't the problem with that show. It's just the writing and stuff. She's been in a lot of stuff, but like Novoland, Pearl Eclipse, I remember being a big deal. And then she's going to be, of course, in Fox Spirit Matchmaker Red Moon Pact pretty soon. So she'll make a big comeback as a Fox Spirit.
She's in the currently airing drama In the Name of the Brother right now.
Yeah. She is. Yeah. She is. I'm not watching it, but she is in that one currently airing. So, Caitlin,
how do you feel about Young Mi? Oh no.
The whole reason why I kind of want to table her is because I really want to tell my next nomination.
Oh god.
But not necessarily because I disagree with the nomination, because she is also on my list. I would have eventually gotten to her, but I really want to tell my next nomination and talk about it.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys will agree with my next nomination or not. So I don't know if I should table Yang Mi just to say her name.
Well, Liliana, why don't you give your 2 cents on Yang Mi, and then we'll
This is my thing. This is my thing with Yang Mi. I really liked her in 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. I feel like her character, well, I had problems with her character at a certain points, but I feel like her acting was good, really good in that. The problem I have is that, unlike the other actresses that we've been talking about, I've tried a couple of other dramas from her, and I have dropped pretty much everything else that I have tried from her. And that's
so you don't like the rest of her filmography.
Yes. Now, if you were to ask me this, maybe in a month's time, hopefully, if this blooming drama comes out, my opinion might have changed. But I think for now, I think I would table her.
Okay, she's out.
No.
No, she's out because
she's just going to be out.
I think she's out because two of you are like,
yeah. And it's more because and it's more, for me, honestly, it's more because I don't know whether it's the choices that they've made for her dramas, but I've literally dropped every single other drama she's been in. So I don't know. And I feel like she always tends to play these kind of like stoic characters.
Yeah, she does.
Like of the ones that I have watched. And I would love to see her kind of like break out a little bit of her, comfort zone and play something a bit different. So that is my spiel on Yang Mi.
All right. So Liliana, I'm sorry, not Liliana. Caitlin, who's your
so my next pick,
say this name. What is your nominee?
My next pick is Sandra Ma or Ma Si-chun.
Oh yeah, because
I think she just has such a diverse filmography and like takes a lot of risks that a lot of other actresses would not take the risk. Especially recently with some of her dramas she's done recently, like The Crack of Dawn in 2022 was about a woman who was dealing with like I think it was abuse, like domestic abuse, which is not very commonly done in C-drama land. But then she like did Scout Hero, which is a completely different drama that for me, Chinese actresses usually don't do that type of drama. But I just think in general, as she has gone on in her filmography, she's taken a lot more risk than other Chinese actresses have done, and has kind of proven herself as the actress that kind of is willing to get dirty and kind of take on those more hard roles that might not that it's kind of like breaking boundaries and pushing against the boundaries that a normal drama would not normally do, and might not even be popular because of the subject matter. And that is why I nominate her, because I love her because she does that.
Um, I think so. I was just looking. I've only ever watched her in one thing, and that was is it You Are My Hero? I think it might be
Yeah,
You Are My
from
Hero.
2021.
Yeah, with Bai Jingting, and it was okay. There was nothing that like grabbed me, and there was nothing specific from like her acting that was like I want to go and watch other stuff from her. So
Mm-hmm.
I would table her for now.
I have never seen her ever. The only thing that I have on my like watch list that I want to watch is Oh My General
Mm-hmm.
from 2017.
That's
Right.
also on my watch list.
I do want to
Just
watch
saying.
Oh My General.
I really want to watch
Oh,
that
I've
one.
seen it. I've seen it.
okay. It- are
Um,
you gonna say like if it's worth it or
Yeah,
I
not?
was
it,
Or
gonna
it's
say,
it's different. Like it's one of those where it's like there's a very mixed bag. Like people either like it or they don't, and it depends
hmm,
on. I liked it personally. She was great in it,
hmm,
so it's
okay.
different.
I unfortunately say that she's out because I have no
mm,
there's I have no frame of reference for her either, and I don't recognize a lot of stuff on her filmography other than the one show that is a mixed bag evidently. So I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
so right. Does that mean we're back to me?
Yes.
Right. So I
So this
want
is
to
where we
men
stand. Let's pause here. So this is where we stand.
yeah,
We
okay,
have
let's make a
two.
recap.
This is our recap. So we have Bai Lu and Dilraba Dilmurat. They are for sure in the Hall of Fame. We have
Mm-hmm.
one more
Mm-hmm.
spot to fill for the actresses, and we have two actresses tabled. We have Liu Shishi and Tan Son Yun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
where we are right now. So we have just
Yep.
been continually putting forth nominees instead of choosing between Tan Son Yun or Liu Shishi for the
Mm-hmm.
final spot for the actresses.
Should we do
Do we want to continue putting forth nominees or do we want to bite the bullet and choose between them?
should we do one final round of nominees and then
Okay.
and
All
Okay.
right.
then we will make the final cut.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
That means I need to go through. Hang on. Let me just see my list and see who I really, really feel like I need to mention. I'm just looking. Are you guys making your last choice?
Yep.
Have you got it? Have you got your last choice, Caitlin?
I do.
Right. I've decided. There's other
Okay.
people, but I've decided who I want to go with lastly, and that
Nice.
is Liu Yifei. So,
Oh,
I also was gonna go with
I also have Lil Yufei on my
oh
list.
my God.
But let's talk it through. Let's talk it through. So
So
talk to us, Liliana. Why
I
did you
actually, so I first actually watched her in a drama called A Dream of Splendor,
Mhm.
and
From
I
2022?
yes, and I really, really liked her character in that drama. She was a very empowering character. I loved the way she played it. I feel like she has this kind of I know this sounds strange, but almost like this calmness when she's acting that just kind of she's very elegant on screen. Does that make
Yeah, she
sense?
is. Yep.
She's very elegant on screen and she is very captivating to me. So I watched her in A Dream of Splendor and I really, really liked it. I think the drama was okay. I enjoyed the drama okay, but her character really, really stood out to me. And then obviously she was in Meet Yourself, and I loved her character in there even more. There were scenes where she had to emote and everything, and I think she did it really, really well. I think you could understand where her character was coming from, and a lot of it was like, I think one of the highlights of that drama is her acting and her character growth arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to stuff she has upcoming on her list as well. There's one specific one called The Tale of Rose, which is one that I'm really, really excited. If you guys haven't seen the poster for this, click on it because it's
Mhm.
stunning. Like, just the poster, it's her with like these yellow roses. It's like the poster is her. So the drama is going to be very, very focused on her. And I feel like that's something that she tends to, at least of the dramas that I have watched of her, is she tends to take on these characters that are quite strong female lead characters. And I really appreciate that because they're not strong in terms of like fighting or anything like that, but they are steady, characters. So that is my pick, Liu Yifei. Like, I really like her and I'm looking forward to whatever else she brings. And
Mm-hmm.
how old is she? 36, I think.
She's
Is she?
36. She was born
Yeah,
August 25th, 1987.
1987. So yeah, that is my pick.
Okay, Caitlin, why do you feel Liu Yifei is worthy or is on your list?
Um, I think mostly is like even though she has a smaller filmography than like
Mhm.
a lot of the other actresses we've mentioned, most of her dramas that are on our list are like classic, famous. Like if
Mhm.
you're a Chinese drama watcher, you will have at least heard of this drama or her in general. She's like a staple of Chinese drama land at this point, whether she has done a drama every 5 years or 3 in 1 year. And I think just like on that alone is like she seems to be like a very like a staple in the C drama land at this point.
Mhm.
Okay, even though she's on my list, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I think that even though she is such a recognizable face, she has made an indelible mark on C drama land in pandemic years, I will say.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think she has enough filmography to compete with Bailu or
Mhm.
Doraba.
Mm.
And
Okay.
she doesn't
Okay.
have a body of work to really stand toe to toe and be
Yeah.
inducted into the Hall of Fame, because Hall of
Hmm.
Fame is also, you think of Hall of Fame and you think they've been in the biz, that they have a body of work that would justify them being in a Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I think that we're just starting to see her come into her prime.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I get that.
I think
And
I think
Because she
some of the arguments that we've made for Bailu and Doraba is that we've seen their growth,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
and we haven't really been able to see Liu Yifei's growth because she's had such an inconsistent uh,
Mhm.
filmography.
Mhm.
She's done stuff in 2006 and then she's not heard from for a few years, and then she comes back and does a show supporting this and that. And then now, post pandemic years is kind of when we're seeing this meteoric rise in her being in dramas
Mhm.
and in very good dramas. So everyone's seeing them.
Right.
There's a lot of eyes on her. And I think that's kind of inflated. It's almost like recency bias. It's inflating how we feel about her
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
because she's in very good dramas within a short period of time. And we're like, wow, that's incredible. And not to take away the greatness of her acting or her presence on screen or how good the dramas are, because like we've said for other actresses, they are great actresses, but they might be in shitty projects.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it can
But
happen to anybody.
it happens to everybody. Everyone has flops. But
Mhm.
um that is my 2 cents. I love her. Not to say I don't love her, but for Hall
Okay.
of Fame purposes, that's my
I
thoughts.
Yeah. I would, yeah, I think I can see where you're coming from. I also think she's a staple in China mainly, and that's because she was in Return of the Condor Heroes and Chinese Paladin, like the original ones. And I believe, from what I gather, speaking to people who are like Chinese and grew up in China, those were really, really big dramas in China. But I don't think those translate internationally as well. So that's why I think we've only sort of seen her grow now, if that makes sense. But I think even though I nominated her, I think I see where where you're coming from, Jess. And I would kind of agree, because if we're going to be putting up against, other actresses with more history, then I would agree. So I guess we're booting her out.
Yeah.
Okay. That was Liliana's choice. So it's me. So yes, I have to nominate somebody. So I'll nominate Janice Wu / Wu Qian.
Oh, yeah.
Who was born September 26, 91. So she is 31 years old. So she was most recently in Here We Meet Again from 2023, which I didn't watch that show, but it was making the rounds like on socials and stuff. Like it was kind of like a basic show, but she, just coming off of talking about Meet Yourself, she was the guest role, like the BFF, without spoiling anything, in Meet Yourself. And she was in Skate Into Love, which I think a lot of people love that show, and Oriental Odyssey, Rui's Royal Love in the Palace from 2018, and a lot of people's introduction to C-dramas. I feel she was in My Amazing Boyfriend from 2016. So I think she's had some growth. I don't think she's the best, most amazing actress, but I do think she has a body of work that shows some improvement, that shows that she is leaning toward different projects as time goes on, maybe. And she's worked with some good directors and some good writers every so often. So that's my pick.
I'm just looking at her discography. Why do I keep calling it discography? Filmography.
I'm probably gonna shoot her down just because of what you just said, Jess. I do agree that she is starting to choose different things, but she personally is not a favorite of mine. So she didn't even like make a list at all. But
yeah,
I think compared to who already we put on the Hall of Fame, I don't think she
doesn't
is
stand
at that
toe-to-toe
caliber yet. Yeah, I don't think she. I think there's other actresses that could go above her.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's one that I sort of look towards. So yeah.
All right. She's out. Caitlin.
She's out. Caitlin.
Your last nominee before we go back to choose
the table.
The last one. Yeah.
My last nominee is Song Yi.
From
Lu Yang, Destined, My Heroic Husband. And again, I think the reason why I chose her is my first introduction to her was The Listener, which is a 2019 crime drama, which I thought she was very good in and had chemistry. And then after that,
she is so booked and busy.
Yeah. And then after that, she did Joy of Life, which is, we all know how big Joy of Life is. And I think, again, it's my same thing of like, she is one of those actresses that has not pigeonholed herself into a certain role or a certain look. She's tried different things, has a lot of variety, is willing to take risks. And I think for me, I've always liked her, but I think she's a lot of people have not noticed her until recently, specifically with Joy of Life. But if you go back and watch some of her older dramas, she's still, comparatively, I think she started out a lot higher than some other actresses that we've seen that growth throughout, and has only gotten better since the years have progressed, in my opinion. So that is why I have nominated her.
Okay, I haven't seen anything she's in, but I want to see Joy of Life, and I want to see Destined from last year.
Yeah.
Those are on my
So
list to see, but other than that, I have no frame of reference for this woman. I'm so sorry. Liliana, why don't you jump in?
so I actually watched her. The first thing I ever watched her in was Destined, and I liked her in Destined. And I've only actually ever watched three dramas that she's been in. Um, one of them being Destined, the other one being Joy of Life. And when I tell you, the only female character that I love in Joy of Life is Song Yi's character. It is her character. Like, that is the only female character that I enjoy watching. And she's not even the female lead, but her character is very good in Joy of Life. And the only other thing I watched her from is did it Fry Me to the Moon? Yes, not fly, fry. It is called Fry Me to the Moon. It makes sense. The drama is okay. Her character is okay. It's nothing to be like, tooted about. So I don't know, because now I'm debating, because we've obviously got two actresses on the tabling. And
Yes.
for me, if I had to pick between the three, I would go Tan Song Yoon purely for the fact that I have watched more and enjoyed more of her discography. What? Oh my God. Why is it?
Stop saying discography.
I don't know why my brain is inclined to go that way. Her filmography. So I don't know.
I
I don't
think we've
know.
answered that. I think you just answered your question.
Yeah, I think so.
That if it was between the three of them, you would choose Tan
Oh,
Sung Yoon.
yeah. If it was between the three of them, I'd go Tan Song Yoon. Yeah.
I
Okay,
nominated Tan Song Yoon.
Okay, so
I'm
Tan
okay
Sung
with
Yoon, we're done. We're done. Tan Sung Yoon is the last, and we've tabled Liu Shishi, and we tabled Song Yi.
Song Yi. So our last list is Bai Lu, Dilraba, and Tan Song Yoon. It's a pretty good list. I think that's a pretty good list.
Yep.
And I actually quite like the fact that there is one of each of our choices in there.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
There is one each of our choices.
That was unintentional, but
it was. And it's in the order that we talked as well.
Wow, but that was pretty difficult.
That was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jess is ready to fight for the men. So
I am ready. I'm here. I got my gloves on because there's like I have 9 actors on my that
I have 8.
on my list.
I have 8.
I have 15.
Oh my god. Okay, so Liliana, you want to go first? Nominate your top actor.
I'm gonna go in with the guy that I'm hoping it's on your list. I'm hoping he's on your list as well. And that is the actor Lo Yun-chi.
He's my number one. He's my number one.
I was like, I know at least Jeff. I know what, like, it had to be on somebody's list. And the first time I ever saw this guy was all the way back in Ashes of Love.
Oh yeah.
He plays the second male lead, but I swear to God, he steals the thunder. Absolutely steals the thunder from the male lead because his acting, even back then, was so graceful. The way he emotes on screen, I think, is just so good. It's so like he cries pretty, if that makes sense. Like it's almost like, he's very graceful and it makes sense because he comes from a ballet background.
Yeah.
Now, I will say his modern
He
dramas,
even taught ballet, I read.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. His modern dramas are not as good as his historical dramas. I feel like this man was born to be in period costume. Like there is just something about Lo Yun-chi in like a full out wig and these regal clothings.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if we want to talk about acting, Till the End of the Moon is the epitome of his acting, I think. The fact that he plays against himself and he plays like 4 different characters and he's like, it's these very subtle micro expressions, and you can look at him and you know exactly which character it is. Like, I will go to bat for this man when it comes to having him in this Hall of Fame, just because I feel like he's such a good actor. So, and I'm very excited. He's got like upcoming projects that I'm
He
really, really
does.
excited about. Oh God. So
When I see
that
the
is
the rap photos that you guys sent me of
oh
him, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
know what the show is called, but like I was going
Um
feral
I think it's because
of
I
like
don't even
him in the
think it
white wig.
has. Yeah, I think it's
Like
because at this point that drama doesn't even have an English name yet.
oh,
Yeah.
It just has like I think it's called Xu Long Yin. I think that's the drama, and there isn't even a drama name or I mean
oh
not a drama name.
God.
There isn't even a Chinese drama. Um, Yeah. So the one that like I'm very excited about for is Follow Your Heart, which is with Song Yi as his co-star,
Oh,
and that is the
oh,
one that is meant to be coming out in June or July. So very, very excited about that. But yeah, that's the one
oh
that
my
I'm like,
gosh.
cannot wait. I cannot wait. So I think, yeah, I think
Is
that's
this a
my pick.
unanimous
I
like he's in?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love this.
Okay, great. Yeah, he was born July 28th, 1988. He is 35 years old. He
He
is
is.
in as our first Hall of Famer for the actors. Uh that was easy. Like he was my number one pick.
He was
100%.
my number one pick.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
you know what?
as soon as I started making his list, I didn't even have to look him up. I was like, I know he's in his 30s, so
hmm
like I
hmm
know he's the number one choice for me. So
Okay,
so yeah,
so I'm
Jess.
next. I'm next. Okay, so my pick is Chungi. Is he your number two pick? Oh my god, this is gonna be so easy. So he was born May 17th, 1990. He's 33 years old. He has been in a lot of shows, but Love and Redemption from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Immortal Samsara, Mysterious Lotus
Mm-hmm.
Casebook, which was well, I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember what the Doban rating on that one was, but it was sky high.
It's really high. It
It's
was,
really high.
I think it's like one of the I think it was like number 4 on the 10 most popular dramas in China last year. So
Yeah, it did
it's
really
really, really
well.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to watch it. And then Southwind Knows from
Same. I need to
2020.
watch it
Mhm.
too.
Oh God, we should do an episode on it because like I really want to
We've
watch
said,
Mysterious Lotus
guys,
Casebook.
we have
We've
said
said
this.
this
We've
multiple
talked
times. We
Have
about
need
we?
to
it.
finish
Oh
it.
my God, I have the
Yeah,
memory of a
yeah.
squirrel.
Because
Okay, sorry.
Liliana still needs to finish it.
Yeah, I need
Ugh,
to finish it. It's like one of the dramas that is on my on hold list that I really want to finish this year. So I think,
Wow.
I think maybe we just need to commit and then I will actually finish it.
I love Chung Yi. I just think he's so beautiful and he acts really well. And I'm always excited to see him in a drama, whether I watch it or not, because I have like no time anymore. But
Well, he also
I
looks great in like all the he's like
Mm-hmm,
He's
mm-hmm,
like
it,
Lo Yuxin. He
same
looks
as
great in historical costume,
yes,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
same as Lil Young Shi. He's just like
especially white hair.
oh
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 my God. Oh
oh
my God.
the
He
white
looks
hair just
so good.
Jesus
So good
Christ.
in white hair.
Okay,
So good in white hair. Oh.
okay. Trying to like rein in like the ferality that's like surging within me, but like I agree, obviously. So let me know what you guys if you guys agree that he should go in the second spot.
I agree.
I
You
agree.
know, oh my god.
I agree.
Just not now begins the fight because we have one spot left for the whole Hall of Fame. And we've already said yes to the first two guys.
But to be fair, this is what happened with the ladies as well.
It
She
did.
filled in the two
Yes.
spots. Oh God. Right.
Shit. Okay, Caitlin.
So
Who is
I
your
already know
nominee?
my number one for me is not going to win, so I'm not going to even name him because
Oh,
Oh
but
no,
just
no,
do
no, you
it.
should. You
Yeah.
should.
no, because you guys will not nominate him. Like
It
he's
doesn't
never going to get into
matter.
the Hall
We
of Fame. Okay, fine. I'll do it, but it's like you guys know who it is. Like you guys both know who this dude is. Ren Loon. Alan, that's my number one.
Oh,
I have him on my list.
I had him
So
on my list.
I love this man. I've seen pretty much everything of his. He's one of my top actors. I watched like he was in my first C drama I ever watched in my life as a supporting role, and he caught my eye then. And he was like a random like dude who was in all three seasons. And then in my like another really old role, he did a supporting role of had a very tragic backstory. But
Oh my
again,
God.
he like caught my eye as like the third random support character in these dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then didn't get like a lead role until much later. But again, when I said this, I think it was Tan Sun Yoon because he was in Under the Power with Tan Sun Yoon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
loved their chemistry together, but he's also one of those actors that his eyes are so expressive when he emotes so much emotion through his acting and he can cry so well. And he again, it's like one of those things where from to see him where he was at my first drama ever as like a third character supporting role,
Mm-hmm.
moving up to what he is today and what he has
Mm-hmm.
done. And I will admit some of the costumes of his dramas nowadays are not up to par on some compared to some other ones. He also pulls off historical garb very well, in my opinion. Um, so that is my number one pick is Alan Run. I will forever watch this man and
Okay.
everything.
He's on my list, and he's on my list despite not having watched none of his dramas. I just think he has a presence about him, and I like his filmography. I have him down here as been in Forever and Ever, One and Only, Blue Whisper, Burning Flames this year, and I found this out when I was looking him up. He was a professional table tennis player,
He
Mm-hmm.
was, yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
was
He
like,
kind of,
I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
he got
amazing.
injured. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
he got
injured,
injured.
and then and then he had to swap careers, and that's when
Mhm.
he started acting. So
He was
Yeah,
the
he
also
was
going to
acting
be
well.
a
just kind of,
he was also going to be a K-pop idol at one time.
Yes.
yeah,
So he
yeah,
Yeah.
can
yeah.
sing and dance very well.
Yeah. He's just a threat. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so he's on my list. I have no problem
He's
saying yes to
also
this
what
man.
I also appreciate too is it has been very well established. He's been in a relationship for most of his career and like
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
married this woman and had a kid. So there's been
Yeah.
like no like relationship drama with him at all. Like his fans accept the fact that he's been married and in a long-term relationship forever. Like he
Mhm.
debuted in a relationship practically. So
Mm-hmm.
like that was also appreciative of me of like not ever have to deal with like toxic fans dealing with him having dating drama all the
So his
time.
fans are a little better.
I mean, from what I've seen, I'm sure there's toxic fans everywhere. There are, but like
Yeah.
I've never had an issue in terms of his like toxic fans coming up. But maybe
Hmm.
I'm just like biased because he's my number one. That could be true.
Okay. I
But
like
yes,
it.
I nominate him.
Okay. Liliana, your thoughts?
Okay. He is on my list, but he's like further down on my list, and I'll explain why.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I do like him. I do like his acting. My problem is that his characters sometimes feel like a little bit copy and paste, copy and paste. In terms of what I've watched from him, I think my favorite of his is probably, One and Only Forever and Ever. Those two are probably, my favorites. But I feel like I want to table him for now because of a reason that I said earlier for the ladies, and I feel like it'll be a bit hypocritical of me. It's the fact that like I said, the characters feel a little bit the samey to me. He plays these pretty stoic characters. I think I've watched him in One and Only Forever and Ever. I started watching The Blue Whisper, but I haven't finished it. And The Blue Whisper is a whole other thing because, oh my God, did you guys? This is a complete aside, but he apparently was put into this ab suit, like this ab suit to be
That's
shot
the
in.
guy?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the guy. That's the guy. And people went a bit crazy because that was that was the story from that drama. And every time I think about that drama, all I think about is like these stories of this absuit because he played this merman.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, but that was a tangent. But I also
Oh
saw him
God.
in Mr. Crow. Is it Mr. Lizard with Miss Crow? It's one of
Yes.
the Miss. So and
Miss Crow with Mr. Lizard.
yeah, so he, like I said, that's the ones I've watched him for him. I did try Under the Power, but I didn't get very far. And like I said, he always plays a very stoic character, and I guess if it works for him, great, but I wish he would like do something a little bit different. Or, Caitlin, you'll have to tell me if there is one where the character is slightly different. You'll have to
There
tell me so
is.
I can go and check it
Definitely
out.
there's definitely some that he
But
doesn't play the Stoic character.
the ones that I've watched are those. So I think
Mhm.
I would table him for now, I think.
Okay. All right. We'll
Okay.
table him.
Okay.
He's been tabled. All right. Liliana, who is your next nominee?
Oh, I'm debating between two. Okay, I think I'll go with this one because I don't think either of you will agree. So I'll go with this one because I don't think, but I think it's one. Oh, do I go? Yeah, right. I will. I will. I'll go with this one, and that is Shaozan
No, I
from
haven't. He was gonna be my next pick. Okay, okay. Talk to me about Shazan. Talk to
So
me.
Shaozan to me is one of those actors where I feel like The Untamed was his big breakout role, where he played Wei Ying, and I feel
The
like
Yilling
he,
patriarch slash the
yeah,
50
Wei
names. Okay.
Wuxian, Wei Wuxian, all of those. Um, and for me, I feel like that character was so good. It was like the show. I know your opinions on the show, Jess. But nobody can deny that his character was really, really good. And it was like a multifaceted character where there was times where he was playing the, very carefree kind of character to then those much heavier scenes later on in the drama. And he carried them all really, really well. And so for me, I really, really like him from that. Now, my problem is that then the whole debacle of the AO3 scandal kind of happened. And I feel like that was really, really damaging to his career, which means that nowadays he is very careful with the stuff that he chooses to do. And unfortunately, that means that a lot of the stuff that he does, I don't tend to
Sanitized.
enjoy. Yeah, exactly. I don't tend to enjoy as much. So that's why I was like trying to debate whether, I wanted to nominate, but I feel like he's done enough. So I've watched him in The Untamed. I've watched him in The Wolf, which actually he plays the second male lead, but he steals the show from the male lead completely, in my opinion. I've watched him in
The wolf is
Dulu.
the one with the feral child who grew up with the wolves, and then he
Yes.
becomes like a big general.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't
That's the
finish.
one.
I didn't finish
Yeah.
watching that show.
Yeah, that's the
I
one. That's
remember
the
that
one.
show.
I've watched him in Dulu Continent, which I really, really liked that show. Unfortunately, they're making a second season of this, changed the whole cast. So same characters, different cast. So,
Ooh.
but yeah, I did start watching Ace Troops. And when I tell you guys, there is this scene in Ace Troops. Bai Lu makes a guest spot in Ace Troops, and she plays like a little romance, very quick romance with Shao Zhan, and everybody was like, they need to do a drama together because it was crazy. But yeah, so I've watched him in a couple of other things, Oath of Love, The Longest Promise, I actually dropped. It wasn't him, it was the drama. So, that's been my sort of problem in terms of like dramas. But he's kind of like the reason why I ended up nominating him. It's the fact that when I do drop a drama, it's never because of him. I tend to really enjoy his characters. It tends to be because of the drama itself. So that's my nominee.
I agree with that. Caitlin?
I don't.
Okay.
He's not even on my list. And purely because like I don't know. I feel like it's a boring choice because he's like a shoo-in for a lot of other people. And I kind of agree with what Liliana said that like after the Untamed, I also agree that he kind of has like been very careful with his choices and kind of not taken risks. And as we know from what I've said from one of my other nominees, I tend to like the actors and actresses that take risks with their filmography. So he's not even on my list just because I felt like that was like an easy out in a way. So I
low-hanging fruit, you think?
Yeah. Same with Wang Yibo. Like I don't know how old he is, but like
no, he's too young. He's in his 20s.
I didn't even like look at him just because it would be like an easy thing,
I will say though, with Shao Zhan, I don't think the choices he's making are necessarily because he wants to. It's just because of the aftermath.
I agree.
What happened. So
I
feel bad for him because he was shoved into this position by no fault of his own whatsoever.
Right.
And I feel like it's impacting on a really, really, really good actor. So it sucks that he is in the position that he is because he was almost cancelled at that point for something that had nothing to do with him. So yeah. I see the potential, and it frustrates me that he is not allowed to play to that full potential because we got a peek into it in the Untamed. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. So he's out. Jess.
He's out.
He's out.
Me. Okay. Okay. So no Shao Zhan. I think I will go. Oh my God, I could throw a freaking bomb in here right now, but I don't think I will. Because I have a person on this list. No, I don't. Should I just like say it just to be facetious?
Why not?
It's up to you.
Because I don't. But I obviously he's not going to make it. And I don't believe in this nominee either. But just,
I feel like now you've built it up. You need to say it.
Right. I will nominate Yang Yang.
Oh no, Jess! No.
Same. I agree. No.
Born September 9th, 1991. He's 32 years old. He's been in shows like Love 020 from 2016. Oscar Emmy nominated show there. The King's Avatar from 2019. You Are My Glory from 2021. The best thing he's been in, Who Rules the World from 2022. I'm serious. That's like the best thing he's been in. Fireworks of My Heart from 2023. Liliana's like about to keel over. So that's Yang Yang, the grease man himself.
Just no.
Yeah, we already know that's a no.
That's an absolutely not. That's a hell no.
I mean, the guy is pretty, but can he act? No.
Right.
He uses. I've said it. Come for me. I don't care anymore. Like the guy has pretty privilege. That's what it is. And I've watched him in quite a lot of things, but it's just gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to bother trying anymore. So yeah. That was you knew, like I don't think I was gonna say I don't think even you believe that choice.
No, I said I don't believe. My heart wasn't in that at all.
Okay, so my next nominee is by you. He's 34. He just turned 34 this month.
By you.
Um, you would know him if you when you see him.
I'm gonna
And
look at.
he was
Oh,
literally he was also like in my first drama ever that I watched. So I love this man. He's like really good actor. And again, one of those things where I've said with like Songy and whatever, like he takes risky roles. He's done as the years have gone by, he's like taken more challenging roles. So we had like I first saw him in Memory Lost. He was the main lead in Memory Lost. He also was a supporting role in Love 020.
I was gonna
He
say
he did
he was in that one too.
yeah, he did Guardian. I've seen him in a lot of dramas. So I've seen him in Guardian. We all know what Guardian, the phenomenon that Guardian was. Detective
hmm.
L, which was really good. I just watched him in The Long Night, which I think is my favorite role to date. He was amazing in that drama. Like, even though he was like a supporting character, sort of. Um, and I just think he's taken on beefier roles and has expanded his talents emotionally and physically when it comes to acting. And uh, I love him so much. So that's my nomination.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I've never seen this man.
I was
I've
gonna
seen him,
say
but I haven't seen him.
I've watched him in one show and that's it. I've
Mhm.
not watched him in anything else. I've only watched him in The Bond. Um,
Mhm.
Okay, that's from 2021.
2021, The Bond, and that's it. I don't think I've watched. Oh, I did. I started Parallel World, but I dropped that. Um,
It
so
says
yeah, I
here he
don't
was a
really
support
have.
role in Love 020, and that's probably where I
Yeah.
recognize him from.
So
Yeah.
I don't think I have like a informed opinion on him either way
Yeah,
because I have only seen him once and that's it. Um,
I'm sorry.
Okay. So we're eliminating him?
I can't. I have nothing. There's nothing there.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I
All
can't.
right.
I don't recognize the shows, or
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Like Jess is whispering. I'm sorry. This feels like an Uno or a Monopoly game where you lose family
Draw
and
four.
friends along the way. Right, is it back to me?
Yes, it
Yes, it's
is.
back to you. And again, we still have
Okay.
Alan Wren tabled, just FYI.
We
We
do.
still have him tabled, just saying.
We
No,
do.
just
Okay.
saying.
He's looking better and better as we go through the nominees.
I am gonna go with somebody that I think neither of you have watched.
Okay.
So it might
Mhm.
be a hopeless decision, but I feel strongly that he is a very underrated actor and I
Oh.
feel like he needs more recognition. So
Hmm.
that is the actor Tan Jianqi. He is 33 years old. He's been most recently in Everyone Loves Me, but I think everybody kind of stood up and paid attention to him in oh, what's it called? Lost You Forever. But he's been
Oh.
in Under the Skin. He's been in Everybody in the House, Court Lady, Twisted Fate of Love. So he's been in quite a few things. His filmography goes all the way back to 2014. So he's been acting for, 10 years at this point. Um, but yeah, he gets a lot of support roles. But I think recently he's been getting more you know more diverse roles. It wasn't Everyone Loves Me as Love Me Love My Voice. That's the one he was in a bit more recently. And I feel like, especially if you've watched Lost You Forever, he plays this character that is like, to me, he outshines the other characters. His acting is so good, and I feel like he's one of those actors that when he's on screen, I stand and pay attention, so to speak. I loved him in Under the Skin. I loved him in Lost You Forever. So yeah, I feel like even if he doesn't make it into the list, I still wanted to mention him because I feel like he's an underrated actor. So that's my pick.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
That was coming.
I mean, I loved Under the Skin. I think he is a really good actor, but I will say I think and he's done a lot, I will agree, but I think he needs more time. But I've watched him in multiple things. I loved him in Under the Skin, but I think he needs more time compared to who we already put in.
He's not cooked fully.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Jess.
I'm next. Oh God. Okay. So I can't believe Yang Yang was shot down. So I'm gonna go
easiest shot down I've ever done.
I'll go. All right. I'll go with Li Xian.
Oh, okay.
I was about to nominate him too, so that was
shit. Okay, so he October 19th, 91. He's 32 years old. He was in Meet Yourself. He's the male lead in Meet Yourself. He was in Sword Dynasty from 2019, Go-Go Squid from 2019 as well, Chanson Mystic, Medical Examiner Dr. Chin. And he just looks nice. He's got a pretty face. What do you guys think of this guy?
He does.
Liliana's like all over the room. She can't sit still. All right.
I can't. I would agree, actually. I really like him. It might be recency bias because I am actually currently watching a drama that he is the male lead in.
He isn't. What's it called? I couldn't remember what it was called.
It's called Will Love in Spring, but I really just like the fact that they changed the title because originally it was called There Is a Lover in My Hometown, and I prefer that title, but that's not the title.
There is a lover in my hometown.
Yeah, they changed it to Will Love in Spring, so that's what it's called right now. And
I like that second title.
That's quite well. It deals with a lot because so he's a sort of makeup artist at a funeral home. That's his job.
Oh, okay.
And so the female lead is somebody that works in like the medical field. She's a salesperson for the medical field. And they know each other from when they were kids. And they kind of go back to their hometown. And
it's a second chance romance?
Reconnect. Yeah. They kind of like reconnect. And I'm obsessed with this.
One more thing I gotta add to my list.
Oh, but this one's quite good. It's only 21 episodes, this one. And the episodes
are like... even more of a reason why I need to watch it. Because it's my speed.
I'm really, really enjoying it. Really, really enjoying it. And I'm really enjoying him. And actually, he's the type of actor that I haven't watched him in a lot. But what I have watched him in, I liked, and I kind of like want to go and check out more stuff for him. So I would agree.
Caitlin, are you in consensus?
I mean, yeah, I've seen all of his stuff. So I this was my next nomination anyway.
Are we in agreement?
So is he our last dude?
Last one? Is he the last?
Yeah, because we are the
because Liliana's pretty hard line against Alan Wren.
Oh my god! Look, if I was to, I don't know. No, I think but see, I don't know if this is recency bias now because I'm like currently watching him and loving his character. I have watched more from Ren Jialan. I have watched more of his stuff than I have from Li Xian. Wait, is this like, do I have to pick now?
Are they both benched and we're choosing between Li Xian and Alan Wren? Is that what's happening?
Are we doing that?
I don't know. Are we?
It seems like that's what's happening because Liliana's torn.
Yeah.
Whoa, bugger. I don't know.
Only one can be in the Hall of Fame.
Who said this was easy? Jess.
No one said it was easy. Okay, so I never said this was gonna be easy. I said this is gonna be. What the thing is, you think it's gonna be easy. You're like, everyone's gonna agree with me.
This
for
is
sure.
true. This is true. You
Right.
did
And then you
warn
come in
us.
and you start having these discussions, and it gets really complicated. It's a fictional Hall of Fame. It should have it's not that deep, but it is like when you're talking about it out loud. So anyway, Liliana, I think it's down to you because I'm good
Yeah.
with either dude, and so is
Same.
Caitlin.
I would have nominated Li Xing the next one, so it would have been 9 nomination anyway.
Oh my god, this is really hard. Oh, blooming it.
If you
Right.
had to watch it, if you had two dramas and they're both brand new and you don't know the plot of either drama, but you know one stars Li Xian and the other one stars Alan Ren, what would you be more excited to watch?
That is hard to answer because I honestly don't know. Um, okay. I think I'm gonna go with Ren Jialan for the fact that I have watched more of his stuff. And
Wow.
I feel like that's fair because like I think I've watched 2 dramas, maybe 3, possibly 3 from Li Xian.
I'm
And I've
shocked.
watched
I'm
way
also very
more.
shocked. I literally did not even think Alan Ren was going to be tabled when I brought him up. So
You see, that's the
We'll go with
thing is
that.
that
So I think I'll go with that.
okay.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Okay,
I'm
so we have
absolutely
that's
shocked.
it. We're done. This is our Hall of Fame.
We do.
We
This
have
is.
this is it. We have for our Hall of Fame the actresses are Bai Lu, Dilraba Domurat,
Dilraba.
and Tan Song Yoon. And then for
Yeah.
the actors, we have Luo Young-shi, Cheng Yi, and Alan
Chang-Yi.
Ren.
Yeah, that is it. That is the first class
These
ever.
are our Hall of Fame of C-drama actors/actresses in their 30s. Everybody
Yeah.
here is in their 30s. Nice.
Well.
We did it.
Well,
Woohoo.
approaching their 30s.
Approaching
in case of
30s.
filing.
Oh, well, like only one is at 29 years old. The rest are in their 30s.
The rest are very much in their 30s. I'm quite happy with that, with those choices, actually.
Me
I
too.
am quite happy with those choices.
It's a
I
good,
feel
strong
like
inaugural class here.
It is. It is. I feel like we need to do this again, but like with 20-year-olds, because I
Oh,
feel
the 20-year-old,
like
that's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight. Like with the
Oh, yeah.
20-year-olds.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
hard for me to make a list. I don't know many 20-year-old actors and actresses. A lot of mine are like in their 40s and 50s. I'm the other direction.
I'll tell you exactly who my top pick would be, and I know he would be on Jess's list as well, for sure. And that would be Roulette. I would fight for like Roulette.
Number
I would
one.
be like number one spot. I would be like, this guy needs to. He's been acting since he was 3 years old. This guy needs to be on this list.
Yep.
Do you know
Wow.
what? I was looking when I was making the list for this. I was looking and I was like, oh, Wu Lei. And then I remembered I had just recorded an episode on him, and I was like, oh my goodness, no, the guy is not even like he's barely in his 20s. It can't be so yeah.
So embarrassing.
So-
Oh my god. Oh, we did it. Happy birthday, Liliana.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you. That was actually so much fun. I feel like this is a series we can, do.
And
I
keep
was
going
thinking-
with this Hall of Fame or do a different Hall of Fame.
I think, do you know what would be fun? So when this episode comes out, I think I can put on Spotify the question, and I reckon we should put the question of what Hall of Fame listeners would like us to do. Because I think then none of us needs to choose, and then it'll be fun. So
they'll just come to us.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
So that will be, the one. And then whatever choices we get from listeners, we can just sort of put it in a wheel and pick it, one of those name wheels. I think
Nice.
that's right. I will do that.
I already
So-
know one of them has to be Shansha dramas because that's gonna be an all-out brawl.
Oh.
But the thing is, I do feel like
That'd be so difficult.
we agree on a lot of them. So
That's why it's going to be so difficult, though, because
But
it's
like that one, the first class will be pretty easy of Shanta
Till-
dramas. Then
till the
when
end
you
of the
start
moon
doing like
would be on.
a second class,
Mhm.
then it starts getting
right.
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're
right.
yeah.
oh god, second stringers
I
and third
mean,
stringers.
it'd be interesting because I'm sure 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms would be on your lists, whether it be
Yeah.
on mine or not.
Yeah. Oh my god, don't do that to us. I had so much fun though on this one.
Yeah,
I
it was
did.
fun. It
This
was
was
fun.
so much fun. We have been recording for 3 hours and 20 minutes at this
Oh
point.
my god.
So, guys, the episode you guys will listen to will not be that long, but there will be a very long episode on Patreon of behind the scenes as well. So if you want to listen to that, go check out Patreon. So that is it, guys. Thank you as ever, Jess and Caitlin. I always have a blast recording with you guys. And yeah, we shall catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.